Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Mini, a True Nerd, and welcome back to Tiny Metal, the truly spectacular little Advance Wars alike that just came out on Steam. Now yesterday I showed you a little bit of the campaign, but that's not what we're going to be doing today. What I've just done is I've just skipped out of the campaign. This is actually a custom battle of which there are 10 bajillion maps, which is quite frankly traditional for Advance Wars. I just wanted to do this so I could show off all the rest of the units, because they were clearly being introduced mission by mission. So let's just basically start off by getting some basic riflemen in, and we'll do this little fight. So I'm just taking on Zipang right now, same guy I've been fighting before, and now both of us are starting off in basically probably a symmetrical position. So he's over there somewhere, I'm over here somewhere, and I basically just need to go around and find some stuff. Probably start off by just, getting some visibility, going and capturing some cities would not be the worst thing in the world. So again, just more flipping actual infantry and infantry, just basic riflemen for now, till we figure out what this island looks like. I suspect we're just on a tiny little crappy island right now, in which case just an early game land grab would not be the worst thing in the world. So, take this, start capturing. No sign of the enemy just yet, that's fine. Actually, you could... No, you may as well actually grab what you can while it's close by. Still no sign of anything. What's this around here, by the way? Ah! A radio. Don't know what that is, that's not Advance Wars, but I'm just going to assume that would give me a nice little bit of advantage. So you guys just keep going over here. There's more going down here as well. Basically, two of you guys heading in each direction. Probably a good thing to start off with now is going over to a scout unit. Just get a scout unit in play at the minute, because they're good at going round, figuring out what's what, figuring out what the map looks like, and clearing out any riflemen they run into. And it looks like the enemy's starting to get a bit closer to us now. Yeah, fine. Just continue capturing, because every captured building gets you an extra 100 a turn. Beautiful. And also leads to ranks up, which is also useful. Don't expose himself on the road. There's no reason to. Keep him in the forest. Keep him safe. So we've seen there's something going on down here, because it'll be useful to have a building I could actually heal my infantry at, close by to this radio, whatever that is. So I imagine it's going to be useful. I'm going to move my guys down here. A little bit exposed, but they're on a plain, not a road, so it's fine. I'm going to move my scout down in this direction, purely because I've seen some movement going on over there. I'm going to keep this guy coming in this direction. He can capture that building in a second. For the time being, I'm just going to keep spamming basic riflemen. Just get plenty of riflemen on the field, because some early skirmishes, yeah, in they come. So, first contact with the enemy. Those guys have done a little bit of damage to me. I'll do a little bit of damage to them, but both of us are in fairly defensive positions right now, so no big hit either side. In fact, actually, it's pretty much a tie. Any sign of anything major? No, no sign of anything major else coming in. Lovely. So, you come over here and just basically start capturing this here building. No sign of any trouble. This guy's already captured this building, which works for flipping me, because that means this guy can actually help out and take out this guy if we're very, very lucky indeed. So should be able to just finish him off, almost. No, actually, in all fairness, it works for me if he's actually alive, because it keeps that space occupied. It means a full strength unit can't actually move up. So instead, I'm actually going to continue capturing this building up to 17 out of 20 on the capture front. Now, I could actually... Ooh, this might be a bit ballsy, but I'm going to basically go for this. Yeah, I'm going to try and capture this building. It looks like nothing is around here. They're throwing a bit of strength at the middle right now, so me capturing around the outskirts would not be the worst thing in the world. I don't see a scout unit yet, but... if I put this unit here, it's a little bit on the exposed side. But because of the grassland, yeah, I'm going to put it forward a bit aggressively, just to see what actually goes on next. Now, it looks to me like we could indeed actually do with some reinforcements around here, probably sooner rather than later. So, actually, just grab the building. Don't put off that any further. You just head over here. You just head round here. The south feels more safe right now, because that's the direction where I've sent the scouts. Instead, I'll send more riflemen over towards the north. Now, let's look at what else we got going on here. Can't afford anything out of the airport just yet. Air units tend to be pretty nice and effective, all things considered. Let's have a look at the rest of the infantry, by the way. Sniper units are amazing. This is new. This wasn't in Advance Wars. These are really, really cool. Basically, there's only 2 guys inside this unit. So there's like, 10 riflemen and 7 lancers. There's only 2 snipers, so they're incredibly flippin' vulnerable. Anything starts shooting them, they're in trouble. However, they will mop the hell up out of any infantry that goes in that direction. So actually, you know what? I'm going to get one of those in right now, because they've also got good range, all things considered. They can actually hit, I think, 2 or 3 squares away, but can't hit the square directly next to them. So I'm going to get 1 sniper in immediately, and I'll actually save up my money other than that. So next, over to Zipang. Right, that guy was focusing on capturing, so that means, aha. That guy is going to basically open fire. Going to do basically nothing to me aside from maybe kill one guy, and then I'm going to finish him off. Fine. So he's been finished off, but that might open up the square for something else to move on to it. Ah, as I was suspecting, they've basically come in for an attack, but it's a stupid attack because scouts will absolutely tear apart the infantry, so that's just a waste. Right now, he doesn't have the income to be throwing away money like that, but that's all fine for me. Okay, so back over to me over at Artemisia, and now I can start cleaning up pretty quickly. So, capture that building. My income is starting to rise, meaning, of course, we can afford more and more advanced buildings. So at this point, capture that building. That also falls to me. Move over to this building, and that's going to fall to me as well. This guy over here, that's mech. That's why he's capturing the building a bit slowly on this side. That's a mech unit. So I might want to go and try and stop him, because he's basically spent money on a mech, which is very, very useful indeed. So, what I probably want to do is I want to try and capture this here radio. To capture this here radio, then, ooh. If I capture that radio, okay, I'm going to move over to here to see if that actually gives me... Wait, what? Okay, I was kind of assuming the radio would be something I could, like, you know, capture, but apparently not. You're down to 35%, and now, I've lost visibility of this guy. Oh dear. Well, that's a bit annoying. Right, well, I'm just going to move here and basically attack this guy to finish him off and see what else is here. Hopefully that is not a mech in the city in the south, because if it is, that mech's going to actually get... Yeah, that's a mech. Okay, so that mech's going to attack this guy and do some bad damage, but that's fine because this guy can then swing immediately south and actually do some damage in return. And with a lock-on combined, yeah, we should be able to do some good stuff. Right. I'm still pretty happy with the starting point here, especially as we've actually managed to capture that. So we're up to 800 a turn at this point. Lovely. And you've also ranked up from that. So you just basically power over in this direction. You power over in this direction. Fine. So we know what he's spending his money on. He's spending his money on mech. So potentially... Ooh. Where's the infantry going to be? Let's just move him in this direction. Also, like the sniper, he's very British. We'll get to hear some of his voice lines later when he gets into a fight. So, we could now actually start fielding some air if we wanted to. I've saved up enough. So, basic B-copters from Advanced Wars, basically helicopters that can fly around. Obviously, the advantage is they get to completely ignore terrain, which is very, very good indeed. So, they've got air-to-ground missiles effective against infantry and vehicles. Nice little things, sometimes a bit on the fragile side. I'm not really sure what counters them, because in Advanced Wars, it was countered by an actual specific anti-air unit that was really good against infantry and air, but bad against tanks. But that doesn't actually seem to exist in this game. Instead, actually, they've brought in a lot of radar things. So you can buy radar trucks on the ground that let you detect units through the fog of war, showing them as red blips, and then phased array radar, where you can just see further away, which is nice. So yeah, radar for 5 spaces from where this thing's standing versus radar for 7 spaces. Probably I can do without that. So I'm not really sure what's effective against air units these days. I guess you just actually have to send out fighters, because fighters used to cost the equivalent of 2,000. Now fighters are actually quite cheap. So I guess now it's more about fielding. A fortress will just basically be a ridiculous mega bomber thing, and then it's just basically protecting your bombers because fighters are relatively cheap to field, which is quite nice because in Advanced Wars very often pretty much the fight would be won by whoever could mass enough bombers to basically just smash everything, because bombers could just smash their way for entire ground armies very easily. So fighters being a lot cheaper now is a change I approve of. Like, I'm almost amazed I'm saying this, but these guys have taken Advanced Wars and it actually feels like they've improved it. So go on then, let's get a gunship out on the field. Nice, so that thing will be moving into position next turn. Nice thing about a gunship is, because there's mountains and forests everywhere, and this is a small map, the gunship can just hang out in the middle, and then it can respond to the north or the south as I need it to. And also just get one more rifleman into production as well, because we will start taking damage to those guys sooner or later. Now, Zipang, if I am... Yes, indeed, so... That guy moves onto the road in order to fire at my scouts. That's fine. My scouts will do a fair bit of damage in return. Lovely. And also more units run in over here. They move into the forest. Shoot those guys. Yeah, this guy is just on a radio. Don't know what the radio's for. Actually, the radio's just there. Maybe it's basically just uncapturable cover. And in comes... Aha! So they've fielded their own scouts. Good. Not sure whether scouts counter B-copters. We'll have to see about that. I'm calling them B-copters, it stands for battle copters. In Advanced Wars, there were battle copters and transport copters. B-copters and T-copters. Sorry, I'm just going to speak Advanced Wars this entire video. Right, looks to me like they actually want to push in along the south. They've got infantry, they've got mechs, and they've got a scout unit coming in over there. Up north, however, there's not so much going on. There's another scout unit here, fine. So basically, they've committed pretty heavily into scouts. So that's pretty clever, because I've committed pretty heavily into infantry. And actually, hang on, my sniper might actually be able to do some good work here. If my sniper goes over here, yeah. So my sniper can basically get a shot in. He can do 55% damage to that unit down there and take nothing in return. So let's go over to him.
Tango confirmed. I shall prevail.
And there we go. Huge amount of damage. Job done. Like the snipers. The snipers are really good. But actually, I think he just got a... No, he didn't just get a critical. You were already a little bit on the damage side. That's absolutely fine. So, the infantry down here, if I can keep this sniper safe, he can basically just hang out around here and just slowly pick off these guys. The problem is, well, these guys have got themselves a scout unit down here. I don't have much of an answer to that just yet. Probably the best thing I can do is move over to here, lock on to you, and then actually use this damaged unit to do a bit more damage. So, yeah, that will actually finish this guy off so he can't fire a return. So that's one mech unit cleared out. And that really works for me, because that's basically 300 of his money gone without doing anything. Beautiful. And both of you rank up, so you're getting a little bit on the better side as well. You, my good man, can basically just hang out here and, yeah, just finish that guy off. Basically just clear him out of the way. Nice, so that'll be a nice, easy finish to you. Beautiful. So let's get my helicopters just moving in this direction as quick as we flipping can. But it's now time to start actually getting some metal on the field. If they're going to go and deploy scouts, I need to get tanks. And also... let's also get this guy over here, because I want to stop them capturing this here city. So let's just push him to here. I'm going to take some damage because I'm on the road and he's in a city. So it's done some damage. It'll stop him capturing this next turn by the looks of things. So I've taken a little bit of damage. We're okay for the time being. And if we're lucky, we might be able to finish him off next turn. Next up, I also want to just basically keep this guy nice and safe. So... no, it would be foolish of me to attempt any form of lock-on action. Instead, I'm just going to basically use these guys for cover to keep my sniper safe, because my sniper is important. This guy can't do much, so I'm going to heal him up. So he's now up to 83% on the old health. And I'm going to send this guy down south, because, yeah, unfortunately, the south might be a bit in trouble. A little bit in trouble. Now, it's going to take me a while to get reinforcements down this side. So, probably the best thing I can do is just basically get a metal out there. Just field a metal, field some more infantry, and that'll do for the time being. But yeah, the scouts by him were a good call. What else do I need to do here? Ah, this guy technically hasn't moved yet. So probably the best thing he can do is just basically stand up here and just heal. Just heal over and over again and try and survive. No, that guy turns his fire onto the road, which is understandable, because those guys are... oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. I think he got lucky with the critical there, but he would have done huge amounts of damage regardless, and the scouts are just going to start mopping up too. But all they're costing me when they take out a unit of infantry is 100. So, human life is cheap. Be willing to sacrifice. Oh, they've got snipers on the field too. Right, so they've got a sniper over there. So any infantry in the south is kind of screwed, and it's very hard to actually see these guys. Also, that was stupid of you. At this point, I can basically do a fair bit of damage in return to you, but only one car's up. Bare minimum, I've killed 3 of those guys. So we've taken out about 30% of their health. Yeah, just over 30%. Lovely. Snipers can only hit other infantry, by the way. Snipers can't actually take out anything else, which is why they're not too ludicrously powerful. Speaking of which... okay, what do I want you to take out? I could probably have him actually kill that unit to stop them taking that, or I could have him clear that out. But this guy down here doesn't really pose a threat to anything. If this guy could move... if I could just basically have him move in this direction, I can't quite get to him. He'd need to move to here, but then he'd be exposed to that car. And unfortunately, my helicopters, though they are coming in right now, can't do anything yet. I do have one option, which is if I just basically try and assault this unit. I'm going to do 2 damage to him, but I'm going to chase him back. So basically at this point I'm sacrificing this guy, so when you're assaulting, the enemy unit actually gets the first attack in, which is why you don't want to do it. But we have managed to push them back. So that guy's been pushed back, which lets my sniper come forward, which lets me take out that mech. So snipers go down, take the shot, and now he does not get that city. Basically, I'm playing an economic game here. As long as I can stop him taking cities, I'm going to win the economic game. Because I've got, I think, more cities than he has right now. Because I've stopped him taking this city over here. But I've taken this city down here. So slowly, slowly, slowly over time, I'm going to win the economic game. Now, speaking of also just playing things a little bit carefully here. Oh, do I want to commit you over here? Yeah, go on then. How much damage can you do? You could lock on. okay, you know, I'm just going to lock on. And I'm just going to play for time by moving this guy down here for an assault. That's going to move him straight into sniper range, but it's going to basically clear out this unit. So if I can just slowly wear him down and play for time in the south. Actually, he didn't even die. Blimey. So that's fine. That's a-okay. And then this guy can... Actually, no. While there's a sniper here, there's no point even trying to take these 2 buildings because the sniper's too dangerous. That's what the battlecopter will be used for. The battlecopter will be rather useful at taking that out. I'm going to bring my metal down to the south. But yeah, as a ground unit, it's going to be slow. So it's going to need to go 1, 2, 3 next turn, then 1, 2, 3. It's going to take a while to get there. I might fall back with my scout to try and lure these guys forward just so we can get the metal range on them a little bit earlier. And this guy can't really do much right now, so let's basically just have him heal up again. We may as well have more strength, because I might be able to push forward and actually take that city. If I can take that city, that'd be great. You can't really do much yet, so how about you just heal up there, and that's fine. Now, I've got 900 to spend at this point. Ah, that means I can actually afford my first striker. This is basically artillery. They've made it a little bit more expensive than it was in Advance Wars, which is fine, because the 2 tactics that basically always worked in Advance Wars were 1, you played as Sammy and you just spammed infantry, and 2, you played as Grit and you just spammed artillery. So, basically, they've managed to fix both of those problems by saying, okay, you can't really just spam mechs anymore, because 2 snipers will be able to utterly tear apart every mech for the rest of time with only minimal defense. Meanwhile, artillery, it's more difficult to spam because they've made it just a little bit more expensive than it used to be. Artillery basically can't move and fire. It needs to either move or fire. That's the trade-off for it having an actual ranged attack. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, to be honest. So... Or I could save up for a heavy striker. Now, let's get 1 striker in right now. Let's just get 1 actual striker in, so we've got some infantry. And then, probably, as there's going to be more damage to infantry down the south, just send a bit more down in that direction. Now, what's the enemy going to do here? And, the game's prompting me to build something else. Go on then. I'll just build 1 extra rifleman. So back over to Zpang, and unsurprisingly, the scout is going to hold position and, yes, clear out those guys. So that unit has been destroyed, but it's held the scout in position. The snipers are, The snipers at this point have a shot at my troops in the city. Just look at that. The snipers are ridiculous. They can get into a good defensive position. Snipers are a nightmare to take care of. Luckily, those guys are wasting their time trying to take out my actual scout unit. Yeah, dramatic death there. Well done. And in comes some more actual infantry as well. So, back over to Artemisia. And now, hopefully, can you actually help out at this point? Time to find out how good you are against this unit. So, 49% plus an additional 5. Okay, so you guys come in, drop your missiles off, and how much damage can you do in return? Any? A little bit by the looks of things. Ooh, blimey. Okay, so, yeah. They're a little bit on the fragile side, as it turns out. Possibly, actual concentrated fire from things like scouts is not good for their health. But that's fine, because what I can do is send this guy over here. I'm going to have him start capturing the building immediately. They're sending in more scouts. Okay, that all works for me. What I need to do, perfect world, is... wait, hang on. Hang the flip on. What I need to do is I'm going to send you to here. Okay, wait there. We've got sight of their sniper. And with sight of their sniper, my own sniper has a shot. Nice, okay.
Tango confirmed. Diplomacy at its finest.
I'm going to probably kill one of their snipers. No, actually, blimey. Well, actually, I guess mountains are a bit better at defending than cities, and he already got some kills, so he's actually higher ranked than me, which is why that just happened. But I have just done some damage to his guys, which works for me. And now we know where he is, we can potentially try to start putting some pressure on him. Let's just actually have this guy come forward, and screw it. I'll actually just basically just do some extra damage to this guy. Because this guy going forward will just basically give me visibility, and the intelligence is worth it. So, hopefully you'll survive that. Yeah, he manages to survive that just. He takes 5% damage back. Fine. So now we can see they've also got airports and 2 bases. So the map is broadly symmetrical. So he starts to field a second sniper together with some more scouts. So this metal that's coming in, he doesn't have a great answer to that right now. So probably the best thing I can do right now is these guys should just stay back. Quite frankly, they shouldn't push forward because that scout's going to come forward, and also there's the sniper. And where do I want the artillery to go? I'm just move the artillery up in this sort of direction because there's more floating around there, and send in some reinforcement infantry purely because, yeah, they've actually got more coming in. So they might choose to try and assault the battlecopter, but if they do, the battlecopter should do all right, all things considered. If I could have got this guy to How much damage can you do? Only 2%. Yeah, maybe don't even try. Just keep the sniper safe if you can. This guy's pretty good, however. This guy's actually up to, yeah, he's actually top rank, rank 3. I think he's as good as it gets. So he's actually got a good, significant increase to his damage. So if he were to come here, he might actually be able to do something a bit better. But let's get him up onto the mountain, ready to start pushing forward in this sort of direction. So wait there, and you... yeah, you just basically wait. Sorry, you're probably about to be murdered. You've ranked up from waiting, though. That's nice. Probably the best thing I can do at this point is also just deploy more metal, because I've got the economic advantage, so I can afford metal, whereas they're stuck just kind of buying cheaper stuff, like scouts and snipers, because scouts are 4,000, snipers are 5,000, whereas it's 7,000 for a metal. So I can probably outspend him. End my turn. Those snipers are going to do terrible, terrible damage. He's about to take out one of my helicopters. That's... Oh, he took out 2! Ouch! And I've only managed to take out 1 in return. Fine, that wasn't cost efficient. So that thing hasn't worked out desperately well. His snipers are probably going to finish off mine. No! Good, they didn't. That means my snipers can kill at least one of their snipers. That's nice. And then that unit comes up here and tries to take out the unit inside the city. That unit can heal up and hopefully manage to take a little bit of damage for the time being. Oh, dear. Unfortunately, he might fail to take that city. More coming in over there. But actually, that guy running forward, I think has hopefully just exposed himself to a metal. Good. And then more snipers coming in, because of course they are. Right, the snipers are... Oh, the snipers are doing a marvellous job for those guys. Yeah, the snipers are good. Snipers are really good. And then this guy comes over here. What are you attacking again? Are you just going for... Yeah. More actual units just taking on those guys, so that's fine. I'm just wearing them down. Nice. That's very, very good indeed. Right. And that is just a... Hang on, I've got visibility of that. That's just a basic rifleman, fine. And that's just a basic mech. They're running out of strength here, which is good. Very, very good, in fact. So this rifleman's pretty badly damaged. Let's bring him down over here and actually have him heal up. Let's get a bit of extra firepower in while we can, just by virtue of locking on. It's not going to do much, but I'm going to get the hit in with this metal right now, so I may as well get the extra damage in. So these guys basically just getting a free hit. So there's no reason not to. And then more fire comes in off my tank. And 2 of the 3 go down immediately. And the tanks will take nothing in return. That's all fine. Lovely. This guy can just basically... Actually, this guy could... Ooh. Could you lock on over here, please? Yeah, lock on to that. And now, sniper, get the hit in. Yep, focus fire. So now we got ourselves some fire coming up onto the hill. And also 1 sniper shot. And the 2 shots together... Yes, that's 1 unit of snipers taken care of. Beautiful. So, that's what I wanted. And that guy is ranked up, but this guy will... Actually, if this guy tries to attack that, he'll probably be murdered by it. So, 1 of their snipers is down. This copter is very, very badly damaged. I don't have an answer to that yet. I need to use my infantry to play for time as much as I can. So, you guys just basically get over there. And let's actually just use a little bit of supporting fire. Yeah, you just lock on to that unit, and you focus fire down here. That should be just enough to finish them off, though that battlecopter is totally going to go down next turn. So in come the missiles, and down goes that scout. Good. The problem is the other scout's going to come in and probably finish off the battlecopter. However, if it does, that might work for me, because I've now got artillery ready and waiting to help out with that. So if he moves into... Presumably, he could move into this space or this space. Either of those should be in range of the striker. So the striker can hit it from afar. That's my answer over there. So now I've got answers to their scouts, the north and the south. Though just in case, I'm going to send 1 more unit of tanks over in this direction, because this flank's still looking a little bit on the fluffy side. I'm also going to deploy some Spec Ops, the elite of the elite infantry. They can move 4, and they're extremely flipping hardcore. They do a lot of damage, they can capture buildings, and they're extremely hard to kill. So, let's just deploy some Spec Ops. And as I suspected, yes indeed, that scout couldn't resist coming forward to take out the helicopter. So, helicopters go down, but we'll be able to... Ooh, in comes some flipping sniper fire, but the snipers are now on the road. If the snipers are on the road, that works for me. And also, the snipers seem pretty... Yeah, they seem pretty vulnerable, actually. I think they're probably in a position where I might be able to hit them. So, oof. That unit just keeps smashing its face against that brick wall, and it doesn't work very well. And that unit over there, the badly damaged one, now tries to get some revenge, and can indeed do so. But bare minimum, we can do a bit of damage back. Lovely. Now, in come mechs and normal riflemen. Day 11. We're getting the upper hand here. At this point, things are starting to go very, very nicely for me. We've also got... Wait, when did my sniper die? I've forgotten when my sniper died. That's fine. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's actually just get a nice assault in over here. Indirect fire. Yeah, fine. So no counterattack damage, which is very useful. So deploy the strikers and fire. And that will do some good, if not spectacular damage. Just like slowly start wearing them down there. To get the metal forward, I need the metals protected from their actual lancers. So I'm going to basically use this guy over here to just basically, yeah, do a little bit of extra damage. This guy should easily be able to handle that. That's not a problem. Just start murdering those guys. This guy can just basically take those hits all flipping day. And is also ranked up again. You, meanwhile, are down to... You're at 20% health. It's not great, to be honest. Okay, I'm just going to lock on to you, and if we do focus fire, it does 12 damage. Okay. You know what? That's good enough. Admittedly, one car firing into these guys is going to do a ton of damage. I mean, I'm just doing the stupid thing I just accused the computer of, but these guys are experienced, so they can pull it off, probably. In fact, actually, let's just send my covert ops to help out here. My covert ops can help out with that. He can just hide out in the actual forest over there. He can move so flipping far. He's amazing. And my guy can actually very lightly get a tap in on these snipers, so why not? Just so I can get my weak unit around the top here. I may as well weaken them out a bit. Oh, no, you do actually get a shot back at point-blank range. I thought you didn't. Well, you know what? You did your job. You did some damage to the sniper. Snipers have moved up north into a position where they can... Uh-oh. They've just cleared out that guy. That leaves my flipping... Oh, thank goodness. Luckily, those scouts are idiots, because my artillery was exposed. They could have actually got a shot at my artillery right there, but they decided they couldn't be bothered. And yes, indeed, these guys are... Uh-oh. Tell me they... Oh, no! They actually were able to finish that off, meaning the mech has a shot at my flipping metal. Boo! Okay, that's not so good. That metal was flipping expensive. Oh well. We've still done some damage in return, but that is not a good exchange for me. In comes more flipping stuff as well. Right, okay. So, things not going so hot at the south, but I think we're pretty much ready to push these guys out of the north. So, sniper, I can do quite a bit of damage to you. 32% will... Yeah, that'll do. Just basically fire the artillery at the snipers. Just keep them nice and weak. But, yeah, they've got themselves into a nice defensively snug position. So, they're not looking so hot, all things considered. You need to... Oh. Okay, you need to come over here in order to attack this guy. So, you'll be able to kill one of them, and one of them will be able to fire back. One sniper doing one shot. That's an impressive shot, by the way, because he's going to kill, like... He killed 5 guys with one shot. Ridiculous. Right, okay. But that's fine, because my metal can now clear out this guy, and that sniper is now heavily, badly exposed, and there's no infantry for him to murder anymore, so that's fine. Fortunately, this is where my covert ops unit starts becoming rather good at his job. He can get up here and murder a lot of these people. You're probably not going to heal, to be honest. In fact, actually, you know what? I can't pull him back far enough, unfortunately. Anywhere where I might be able to pull this guy back, the mech can get. So, I guess I just have to get over here and just start attacking that guy, because that will pull the mech out of the city and give the covert ops a good shot. So, this metal, tank. No, screw it, I'm just going to call it a tank. We're just going to stick with Advance Wars. And yes, indeed, just as I'd hoped for, the mechs have come out of the city to fire on my tanks. So, as a result, we can take out the Lancers pretty easily next turn. And indeed, those guys are also going to attack, because they don't enjoy being alive. Slight problem. They've actually sent a full-strength scout over here. Now, even covert ops struggle against full-strength scouts, so... A tactical retreat might be actually, on the cards here. But that's absolutely fine. Can we take out you? Yeah, 47% damage to that guy. We've pretty much cleared out the north, but now we've got too much equipment up north and not enough down south. So my tank basically needs to start just pushing ahead over here. Just have him wait around there. Yeah. So, at the north, the front has completely collapsed. They've thrown everything they had at the south. Let's just start sending everything up here to start capturing some cities, but we need some reinforcements. However, I've been saving up my money. Would you believe? I've been very carefully saving up my money this whole time. So, I think we've got something good ready to send out momentarily. Because I can now actually afford a fortress. Heavily armed with a full complement of heavy weaponry, the fortress devastates all targets with ease. The signature weapon of the fortress is its legendary Musashi cannon, whatever that is. But screw it, I'm assuming it's good. I'm going to deploy a giant flying fortress anyway. Bit of an aggressive push here. One of those guys is actually trying to take one of my flipping buildings off me. Dear oh flipping dear. Okay. Well, as you probably can't do much to help out elsewhere right now, how much could you do from a plane onto here? 55%. Okay. Probably the best thing I can do then is basically send you over to here, as this is the direction you were going to anyway. Lock on there. And then wait for Spec Ops to arrive to provide supporting fire. 92%. Beautiful. So fire comes in. And fire comes in from my beautiful Spec Ops lads, and that will tear apart all but one tiny guy there, and my guys still at full strength. So then I'm getting that city in a hurry. I want my artillery to actually be moving up at the same time as I bring this guy up here. Don't push forward too aggressively. I just want to basically, bring my artillery up here and just start my tank moving a bit forward as well, just to start seeing what we can do around here. And these guys basically just hold out over here and just, you know, just chill out, really. Just wait and be murdered. Because don't worry, I'm sending literally a flying fortress to help you out. And the infantry is actually moving against my Spec Ops. Flipping ballsy, because Spec Ops are very hard to flipping kill. So as you can see there, yeah, Spec Ops is pretty much the elite of the elite. It's not going to work out well for them. And obviously this guy is just going for the guy standing in the road and will not quite murder them, but come pretty bloody close. And in comes more scouts. Fine. They're throwing everything at the south, trying to push me off their cities, because their economy depends on the two cities that are basically floating around in the south right now. So that's fine. And in comes more flipping snipers. Oh, they're getting a shot in at that. Okay, they did not manage to hit the covert ops. I might be able to get my covert ops on their snipers. That would work for me. So, time for a bit of a push in here. If I basically just bring my artillery up to here, and then bring my actual tank to here, then... Well, of course they'd have built a flipping mech this turn of all turns. Well, that's fine. Just have you here, start capturing this building. Fine. That's okay. We've got artillery close by to actually where they need to be. You, if I just clear out this guy... Yeah, hang on. You... go over here and attack this guy. Clear him out, please. And they should go down nice and quickly. That will open up a path for you to basically come round over here and actually assault the snipers. Bit of a waste. It only does 40 damage. Ouch. Snipers are good defensively, damn it. Perfect world. I'd like something else to clear out this guy so I could go... No, there's only one way that guy can get there anyway, so this guy wouldn't be able to do any better. Okay. Keep the flying fortress moving, guys. Reinforcements are on the way. Seriously, just hold out just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Maybe don't bother attacking, just heal up. Screw it. I'm just going to have the infantry that's north of the city stop those guys. Make sure they can't do anything. They're attempting to capture right now. May as well just get them out of the way. And as this guy has got nothing better to do right now, he may as well take the shot against the sniper, though he'll take a fair bit of damage in return. So Spec Ops come out of the woods. Don't manage to take out either of the snipers because they do about 60% damage and take some damage back, but not that much because these guys are tough, even against snipers who are, you know, specifically designed to take these guys out. They can actually do alright here. And the snipers continue firing on the Spec Ops, unfortunately. But there's actually... Oh, bloody hell, there's more flipping snipers coming in. Yeah, they're just spamming snipers to try and hold off the infantry push. But that's fine. The fortress is coming in soon. That'll be able to push them back. Actually, this is not going as well as I was hoping it was. We've managed to secure the north pretty much, but then ouch, bloody hell, the fortress is coming in. That may have been a bit of a vanity thing. Generally in Advance Wars, don't, like, you know, go for stupid expensive units until you're pretty confident that you've got everything locked down. Because right now, yeah, the battle's turned against me a little bit because I was a bit stupid there and I wanted to show off the bomber. Still, on the plus side, they didn't actually go for my artillery. So I can take out that guy. Oh, yeah, 84% damage. Yeah. That's good. That's flipping good. So now we can just basically lay down a whole bunch of fire over there. And this is just going to slow down their reinforcements and stop them getting reinforcements down to the south. So I can start clearing that out. And as we just capture more and more flipping buildings, our economy looks better and better and better. Now, let's start working on all of this. Because right now you don't have any fighters. So, no. How about you bomb one of these? Yeah, 100% damage. I think I can deal with 100% damage, so just fly overhead, or don't. Just use a special cannon. I preferred it when you flew overhead and dropped bombs. That was better. Also, you've ranked up, just in case you needed to be more powerful than you already were. In fact, actually, I should have actually taken this guy to attack this guy, because then the tank could have come in and taken care of the other. But no matter, eh? Let's get these guys up north, basically just to, yeah, lock on and assist taking out this guy, because they're throwing away a lot of strength trying to take this city off me. So if I just basically throw 2 infantry at that should stop them dead in their tracks. Beautiful. See, looking at the map, what they've got now is they've got 6 buildings. So their income is 600 a turn. I meanwhile am getting 900 a turn. At 600 a turn, they actually can't afford to build fighters. If they want to put a fighter on the field, they're going to have to actually save up for it, which works for me, because then they'll have to stop producing this infantry. And then, as a result, I could just basically push forward my tank and just have it squat on one of their factories to stop it producing anything at all. So it doesn't really matter what they do at this point. In the long run, it works out for me. But what I'm going to keep doing right now is just keep pumping. Yeah, actually, you know what? Scouts wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm just going to get some scouts heading down south, because scouts are really good at taking out snipers. And they want to keep focusing on the tanks. They're ignoring my actual artillery right now, which works for me. In come more flipping snipers, just taking out basic lads there. Bloody hell, the snipers are ridiculous anti-infantry forces. In come more flipping snipers, but they've pushed quite a bit forward there. Might be able to do some good work against them momentarily. And then finally, they're continuing to focus on that tank. And the tank can just take it all flipping day. It's nice. In fact, actually, this might work right here. Right, infantry who was up north, simply bring him round to clear out the city. I think my scout that's up north should now be able to make it onto that square, right? Yes, it can. Beautiful. So that now, you go for a lock-on. So I want him to lock onto that. And then, if we simply bring this unit of experienced infantry round here, focus fire, 134%. So, that is 1 unit of snipers taken out. Those guys have been an absolute flipping pain, but the focus fire will kill them and they don't get to return fire. The other unit, meanwhile, is only at 59% strength. A little light tap will take care of them. So, tragically, this guy can't actually make it over there in this one go. So, probably the best thing I can do is actually have you move round over here just to basically start bombing these guys. Ooh, can you not? Hang on. Oh, no, sorry, I need to make you face the right way. Good. Yeah, assault that guy. Just attack him. 67% is perfect. So, activate big cannons with my flying fortress. And that clears out them. Good. That's 10,000 worth of strength just taken out. And meanwhile, this guy can just basically get a 50% shot in on the scouts. Boom. Right. I knew that fortress wasn't a bad idea after all. So those guys are down to half strength and have basically done nothing in return. And sadly, you can't quite make it there this turn. I don't think facing actually matters, by the way, when there's like nothing to do aside from just waiting. I don't think like facing the right direction or facing away from a foe that attacks you in the back actually makes any difference. And this guy can just basically keep on fighting. Yeah, basically go for that. 100%. I can just basically clear out that guy. Nice. Love it. So just keep knackering that. Yeah, indirect fire is very, very good indeed. You need to, hang on, no, you need to get over here. And if you can, provide a bit of supporting fire. You literally just wait. Just wait, because I don't want you getting involved if at all possible. And then, what have I got now? I've got 1,400, because I bought the relatively cheap scouts last time. This side is collapsing, and I've got infantry ready to come in and take these 2 cities. And after that, final push. Right, okay, as at this point they can't really afford anything but infantry for the most part, let's actually just get metal for any scouts they field, and scouts for any infantry they field. That should pretty much hard counter anything they can afford at this point. They're coming in for more attacks. Understandably, they're going for my infantry, because my infantry is the only thing that can take their cities off them, and that's the only way I can deal with that. And they got lucky and they got a crit as well, which is unfortunate. Now, those there mechs will now clear off my tank, which will open the path to... No, actually, it won't open the path to my artillery, because my infantry were sensibly positioned as some nice little speed bumps there. Good old speed bumps. And then that guy's badly damaged. So that infantry is doing a really nice job right here. So, now you just keep firing, and... No, over here. Yeah, what can you do to that? 65% against that there scout. So now that artillery has paid for itself so many times over just by softening up these bastards. Now, speaking of my scouts, let's see if we can clear you out. Yep, 52%. We'll clear the mechs off the top of that there mountain. No, that's not a mountain, that's a city. Those are different things. Problem is, I don't have somebody standing there. If you run into something in the fog of war, it just basically interrupts your turn and you get cancelled. If I'm lucky, there's nothing on that space. And there wasn't. So, in which case, attack. Start attacking those snipers. They've got no answer to the fortress, so I can just basically start knackering all of their troops right now. Beautiful. So now I've got some good visibility of what's going on. They've got a mech unit right there, so just stay out of range of that. If I just move to here, then the mech unit can't do anything to me. And I've also got a scout ready to actually mop that up. We've still got you here at 41%, so screw it. Go over here. 24%. Go on then, just start weakening it down a bit. This guy could move up to here to attack this guy. Yeah, go on then. Get a bit of glory for yourself and get into a good defensive position. Executing attack. Those guys will be naffed off. I mean, see, that's left the artillery exposed, but it was about to be exposed anyway, so that's fine. At this point, I think the Flying Fortress is just going to come in with support of the metal and the scouts over here, and that should do the job. And actually, no, the scouts have decided they want to try and attack the guys on top of the mountain, who should actually do a very good job holding out thanks to the defensive position they've got going on. In fact, actually, they've managed to take out one of the cars. Well done. Well flipping done. In comes the sniper. Yeah, the one remaining guy. He's going to take a shot and he'll probably finish those guys off. That's fine. But once again, the artillery is not going to be directly under fire. That guy's going to go for the speed bump, which is fine. So as long as the main guy is still strong and he is on the radio tower, I can start tearing apart their economy. Ah, the mechs finally get the attack on the artillery. And artillery is... Ooh. Actually, no, those guys were already damaged. That works for me. Okay, good. Over to day 19. So, this is where things start swaying very much in my favour. So, this guy can start capturing this building. So, that's up to 10 out of 20 already. We can start tearing apart their economy. And now what we can do is... yeah, actually, we've got these two units right here. You go for the lock-on, please. And then just back them up with this guy. Focus fire, 168%. Yeah, no infantry. Wants to see armoured jeeps on multiple sides surrounding you. So he goes down without doing any damage whatsoever. And that gives my metal free reign to push forward. So my metal can now move over to here. Very, very nice indeed. You, meanwhile, can probably just head over here and just heal yourself up, because, yeah, right now you're not doing much use to anyone. This guy, if it tries to come at anything, is just going to be screwed, so just send another tank up the back of him. Lovely. And, yeah, more stuff coming along here as well. Nothing you can do there. You'd be torn apart by the counterfire if you tried anything stupid. And I can just continue sending my own guys around here. If I wanted to, I could... Ooh... Okay, what's the most sensible way to do this? This guy could go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if my artillery were to fall back one step, yeah, then at that point he can just wait there. Then you can come over here and actually get some good hits on that. Won't quite finish that guy off, but it'll do some good damage to him. So let's just finish off most of those guys. Couple of shots come in, do a tiny bit of damage, but all three cars will still be present and correct. In which case, yeah, these guys are now looking very, very badly damaged indeed. And you can basically wipe out that... Oh, yeah. And at this point, yeah, this is why you bring the bombers in at the end of the battle. Because they can just start wiping stuff out, even if it's in defensively strong terrain. Beautiful. In fact, screw it. Let's just get another fortress coming in. Nice. This is it. The last gasp. They haven't even... Ah, wait, hang on. They didn't build anything there. If they didn't build anything there, there's a very good chance what they've just done is they've just basically built a fighter. They probably saved up for that specially. So if they're actually getting fighters on the field at this point, then you get over here and just basically lock on to that. You get over here and just basically finish this guy off. And then I want to get one of my other actual scout units as far forward as possible just to see what's actually going on. So I suspect they've actually just put a fighter onto the field to try and take out my fortress. So you just basically push forward and just chill out there. And... no, actually, I have visibility of their airport. There is not a fighter there. I think actually what they did was, yeah, they spent all their remaining money on one more sniper. So at that point, that's not going to work out for you, because I can basically just send my little platform forward here. Not going to do that well. It's only going to do 85% damage, but that is still a kill against one of them, and the other one very badly damaged. So... yeah, I really feel like the bomber should be a bomber. I preferred the days when it was a bomber, but no matter, eh? And my artillery, meanwhile, can just actually, yeah, get an indirect strike finishing off those guys. So that goes over there, and the missiles just take that out. Beautiful. And that opens up the path for this guy to start pushing forward. And what's the more important thing to take out? I could finish off the... actually, finishing off one sniper is more important. I just locked on, didn't I? Yes, I didn't mean to do that. Still, let's just start taking their economy. as their economy collapses. I mean, they're pretty screwed at this point anyway, so it's fine. At this point, hopefully we've actually got enough to wrap them up. Yeah, they literally can't afford to go buy anything special. So, time to basically go around here. We can hopefully finish off this sniper. Come on, come on, come on. Finish him off. That wasn't a sniper. That was actually a lancer. So that's fine. We did finish it off, though, so that's good. And now they've got nothing left but badly damaged stuff. So I think we're ready to do this. So you, moving over here, and that'll be a finish there. So kaboom. And then you explode. Yep, that was pretty likely to happen, all things considered. We got this guy over here. This guy could normally continue straight on to taking out the cities down to the south. Doesn't really need to. Wipe you out over there. Lovely. Then, at that point, now it's nothing but a few scruffy little units around here. You guys pull back. Actually, ooh.
Where are we going?
Okay. I could take out this... Yeah, I could take out this one guy over there. So may as well do that. I might not quite be able to finish off this turn. But if I can't finish off this turn, that's fine. So I can just basically squat on his bases and stop him training anything else. So... Yeah, we've got this unit here, and we've got... No, we'll be fine. Round here, and now we just get to enjoy watching the armoured jeeps gun down the guys in the road. Because they made the mistake of wearing green uniforms when yellow uniforms are clearly the way to go. And I think this is your lot. So, kaboom! And kaboom! And down you go, you stupid bastards. Victory! Father Island complete! Father Island, by the way, was a small map. There's also all of these maps. I also did this one over here previously, just to kind of test out the game, so I knew what all the buildings were. And then there's all of these, and then there's these. And those are the ones with, like, just 2 guys on them. And then you get into the ones with, like, teams of 4 on them, so you can have a big free-for-all 4 thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're getting this. Basically, this is good. This is really, really good. You should have this. Link in the description below to this. Just go get it. Just go get it. If you have any interest whatsoever in strategy games or turn-based combat, even if you don't, quite frankly, it's just a good Advance Wars game. They've made a really, really bloody good Advance Wars game. In fact, actually, they've taken Advance Wars and they've slightly, to my mind, improved it, and that's just baffling. That's genuinely baffling. You know what my biggest regret is right now? I've already recorded my top 10 games of 2017, and this deserves to be in that list. I would totally put that in that list. In fact, screw it. I'm gonna, like, you know, pin a top comment when that video comes out saying, hey, Tiny Metal ought to be in here. Like, quite high up, potentially. Anyway, that's enough of that, ladies and gentlemen, but expect to see this again. Probably this is going to be a live stream thing. I'm almost certainly going to live stream this. Especially as there's multiplayer coming soon. Ooh, yeah, I might need to try and find some people who are old Advance Wars players back in the day and play some multiplayer against them. That'd be just flipping marvellous. So, hopefully, that coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the utterly fantastic Tiny Metal. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This is the face of death, okay? This is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.